Hi everyone, I'm Candy from Susan's family. Today I'm bringing you the hat from Glow Santa set. This product consists of the main part and a pom-pom. First, crochet the main part. Once completed, make the pom-pom and attach it to the top of the hat. Let's start learning the main part first. Start with a magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Color changes are needed along the way. Let's first get familiar with the chart. In the chart, our plus number indicates the round number. The increases and decreases explanation column shows the stitch patterns required for crocheting that specific round, including any increases or decreases. The total stitches column shows the total number of stitches after completing all stitches for that round. The stitch patterns used include chain, CH, F double crochet, FB double crochet increase, FA double crochet decrease, and slip stitch. Now please watch my demonstration. Before starting the actual crocheting, first learn the proper posture for crocheting. For specific yarn, color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and paper instructions. Take the corresponding yarn. Magic ring, in the chart, indicates the casting on method is adjustable magic ring. Pick up one end of the yarn tail with your right hand, wrap it around your left little finger from front to back. Then pass through between the middle finger and index finger. And pull the yarn tail to enlarge the loop. Wrap the yarn around the middle finger from front to back. Don't make it too tight, to avoid difficulty removing the loops. Finally, use your thumb to hold the crossing position on the middle finger, where the yarn crosses. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. Insert the hook into the topmost strand, on the middle finger, and pull through. Position the hook above the left side yarn. Pull the yarn through directly. This completes the adjustable magic ring. Next, work the first round. R1 is 3CH, 6SC. CH stands for chain stitch. F stands for double crochet. The number before F indicates how many double crochets to make. Here it means to work 6 double crochets into the magic ring. Similarly, the number before CH means first make 3 chain stitches as the turning chain for double crochet. Position the hook to the left side of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Pull through. This completes 1 chain stitch. Continue making chain stitches. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. This completes the second chain stitch. Continue to the third one. Yarn over and pull through. These 3 chain stitches do not count as 1 double crochet stitch. Next in the chart is 6F. This means to work 6 consecutive double crochets. First, make the first double crochet. Yarn over the hook once. Insert the hook into the magic ring. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. 2 loops remain. Yarn over again, and draw through in once. This completes 1 double crochet. Take off the loop. To the upper right of the double crochet, there are 2 strands of yarn that make up the V. This is the stitch of the double crochet. Place a stitch marker to mark the stitch. If you don't have a stitch marker, you can use a paperclip or safety pin instead. Then work another double crochet. Pinch the magic ring loop. Yarn over the hook once. Insert into the loop. Yarn over, pull the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat twice. Once. Twice. This completes the second double crochet. In the first round, you need to work all stitches into the magic ring loop. Crochet 6 double crochets. Continue crocheting the remaining double crochets. Three. 4, 5. 6. After that, close the magic ring. Pull tight the starting tail. Tighten the center of the piece. This way the ring is tightened. Then join with a slip stitch at the marker spot. Insert the hook into. Yarn over and draw through. Pull through once all loops on the hook. Slip stitch completed. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. Tighten it to avoid extra stitches later. This way the first round is completed. The side facing us while crocheting is the right side. Mark a few strands on this side. Keep the right side facing you while crocheting. Now crochet round 2. R2 is 3CHFFV, X3, the parentheses indicate a group. X number indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. These 3 chains do not count as a stitch. I'll emphasize again, you must work the beginning chain at the start of each round. I won't repeat this explanation later. Work a double crochet in the first stitch of the previous round. Which is the insertion point for the slip stitch? Work a double crochet here. Place the starting tail above the hook while crocheting. Weave in the ends as you go along. Place a stitch marker on the stitch after completing. Mark 2 such strands. Remove the stitch marker from the first stitch of the previous round. Work a DC2 in 1 in the adjacent stitch on the left side. A double crochet increase means working 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Don't forget to weave in the ends. 1 stitch. 2 stitches. This completes the DC2 in 1. This completes one group, FFV. I'll demonstrate another group. First work a double crochet in the left stitch. Work a DC2 in 1 in the next stitch. This completes the second sequence. Repeat the FFV sequence 3 times around the circle. For the remaining group, work 1 double crochet and 1 DC 2 in 1. After completing the last DC 2 in 1, check the stitch count. Start counting stitches from the marker position. 1, 2, 3. The total stitches for each round are indicated in the corresponding chart. From now on, I won't mention it again. Next, slip stitch into the first stitch on the left side. Pay attention. After completing each round, always join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Insert into the marked stitch. Yarn over, draw the yarn through, pull through all loops on the hook. Slip stitch complete. Pull tight. You can cut off the extra yarn tail from the beginning chain, or hide it gradually while crocheting the next rounds. This completes round 2. Continue to crochet round 3. R3 is 3CHFFV, F times 3. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Which doesn't count as a stitch? First, work a double crochet into the marked stitch. Mark it. To make it easier to find the slip stitch position later, mark the first stitch of each round. Work a double crochet increase in the next stitch. Work a double crochet in the adjacent stitch. This completes one group, FFV, F. Let me demonstrate another group. First, work a double crochet. Then a double crochet increase. Then a double crochet. This completes the second group. Continue crocheting using the previous method. Once completed, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. Pull tight. The third round is complete. Take a look. Right side texture is clear. Wrong side texture is blurry. Continue crocheting on the right side from now on. Move down to crochet the fourth round. Refer to the chart. Chain 3 as beginning chain. Does not count as a stitch? Let me emphasize again, you need to work a beginning chain at the start of every round. I won't repeat this instruction later. First, work 1 double crochet in each of the first 3 stitches. Remember to mark the first stitch. Mark the first stitch of every round from now on. I won't repeat this instruction later. Work 1 double crochet 2 in 1 in the next stitch. This completes one group. Let me demonstrate again. First, work 3 double crochets in sequence. Then work 1 double crochet 2 in 1. This completes the second sequence. Continue with the last sequence. After completing all, insert the hook into the first stitch, and join with a slip stitch. Gently tighten. This completes the fourth round. Let's take a look. One raised texture on the right side represents one round. 1, 2, 3, 4. So far we've completed 4 rounds. Continue with the 5th round. First chain 3 as beginning chain. Continue with the stitch pattern in parentheses. Work 2 double crochets in the next stitch. One double crochet 2 in 1. 2 double crochets. This completes one sequence. Repeat this process for the remaining groups. Join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. This completes the 5th round. Let me demonstrate another round. Continue with the 6th round. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Work 5 double crochets in the next stitch. One double crochet 2 in 1. This completes one sequence. Repeat this process for the remaining groups. Join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. This completes the 6th round. You can notice here the increased placement for each round. is staggered from the previous round's increase placement? When crocheting, try not to adjust the increase position yourself. Just follow the pattern chart. After completing the 6th round, you can measure the distance from the starting point to the 6th round. If it differs significantly from the dimension on the chart, it's recommended to adjust your tension, or switch to a different hook size and restart from the 7th round down to the 32nd round in the table. The crocheting method is simple. The stitch techniques used have been demonstrated in detail earlier. The meaning of increases and decreases explanation is similar to before. Just follow the stitch pattern order in the table, repeat the corresponding number of times. Remember to make the beginning chain at the start. Don't forget to finish with a slip stitch at the end. When crocheting, you can try it on as you work, or measure the dimension after crocheting part of it. Make sure it doesn't differ significantly from the dimension on the chart. If one skein of yarn isn't enough during the crocheting process, you'll need to join new yarn. Leave a 5-10 cm tail of the working yarn. Then take a new skein of yarn. Hold the yarn tail and leave another 5-10 cm. Tie a knot to secure the 2 yarn tails. Make the knot on the wrong side of the piece. Then continue crocheting normally. While working, you can tuck the yarn tails over the hook, or weave them in later with a yarn needle. This is the method of joining yarn. Follow the pattern chart instructions. Continue crocheting until completing round 32. After finishing round 32, now I'll demonstrate round 33, using this swatch. My swatch has fewer rounds. Just showing the technique. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Next the chart says, work even 99x, meaning work even on the previous round stitches. Work 1 double crochet in each stitch. Each round has 99 stitches. Join with a slip stitch at the end. This completes round 33. Round 34 uses the same crocheting method as round 33. Just follow the pattern chart. Work 1 double crochet in each stitch. Total stitches match the previous round. Chain 1 to secure after completing. Leave a 10 cm yarn tail and cut the yarn. Pull the yarn through directly. This completes round 34. Now work round 35. Switch colors for this round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Take the new yarn. Make a slip knot. Place it on the hook. Draw the yarn through. Adjust the loop size. Joining the yarn is complete. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Does not count as a stitch? Work 1 double crochet at the joining position. While crocheting, place the yarn tails above the hook to hide them. Remember to mark the stitch. Work 1 stitch to another to the left. Join with a slip stitch. This completes round 35. Round 36 is worked as the same as round 33. Work according to the pattern chart. Do not cut the yarn after completing. Place a stitch marker at the last stitch. After completing, start round 37. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Turn the work. Work 1 double crochet at the stitch marker on the left side. Continue working double crochets to the left. Because the piece is turned over, the stitch corresponds to the top left corner position. If you can't find the exact spot, flip to the right side to check. Pay attention to the stitch count matching the previous round. Join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. This completes round 37. The next 2 rounds follow a similar crocheting method as round 33. Start with making 3 beginning chains, then work 1 stitch into each left stitch. Total stitches remain unchanged. After completing, now we'll work the final round. Make 3 beginning chains. Then follow the pattern chart. Work the corresponding number of double crochets into the stitches below. I have fewer double crochets here. Everyone follow the pattern chart. After completing, the next stitch is a DC2 tog decrease. Yarn over the hook. Insert into the left stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. This completes 1 incomplete double crochet. Work 1 incomplete double crochet on the left stitch. Yarn over the hook. Insert into the left stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. This completes the second incomplete double crochet. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the loops on the hook. This completes 1 double crochet decrease. This completes 1 sequence. Continue to crochet the second group. First work the corresponding number of double crochets on the left stitch. Completed. The next stitch is a fa double crochet decrease. Yarn over the hook. Insert into the left stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops. This completes 1 incomplete double crochet. Work 1 incomplete double crochet on the left stitch. Yarn over the hook. Yarn over. Insert into the left stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops. This completes the second incomplete double crochet. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all loops on the hook. This completes another double crochet decrease. This completes the second sequence. Move on to finish the last sequence. Work 1 incomplete double crochet on each of the last 2 stitches. Yarn over once, and pull through. This completes the last sequence. Join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. Chain 1 to secure at the ending. Leave a 15 cm yarn tail and cut the yarn. Thread the reserved yarn through a yarn needle. Weave in the yarn tail into the fabric. Fold the last few rounds outward. Note: the right side of the fabric is the front side of the piece. When completed, remove the marked stitch markers. This completes the main part. Set aside for later use. Next, I'll explain how to make a pom-pom. You can use cardboard to make it. Or you can use a pom-pom maker. Below are 2 methods for making pom-poms for your reference. Refer to the chart for pom-pom size and number of rounds. Please watch the demonstration. Method for making a pom-pom using a pom-pom maker. Common pom-pom makers usually come in 4 sizes. Different sizes produce pom-poms of different sizes. The diameters of the pom-poms made are 3-5 cm, 5 cm, 7 cm, and 9 cm. Choose the appropriate size of pom-pom maker, based on the diameter you need. A set of pom-pom maker consists of 2 pieces. Open all the clips on top. Then align the dots with the circles here. Divide it into 2 arcs. Then take the yarn. Wrap the yarn around the arc. Try to wrap it evenly. Wrap this side arc until it's mostly full, or wrap to the desired number of rounds. After finishing one side, change direction and wrap the other side. Wrap this side completely as well. Once wrapping is done, fold in half. Fasten the buckle here. Cut the yarn tails. Through the gap in the middle of the pom-pom maker, cut the yarn. Do the same on the other side. Then take a piece of yarn, about 30 cm in length. Tie a knot through the gap in the middle of the pom-pom maker to secure. Pull the yarn tails tight. Tie another knot on the other side. Tie several knots to secure firmly. Then release the pom-pom maker. Fluff it up. Trim it with scissors to make it rounder. This is what the pom-pom looks like when completed. How to make a pom-pom using cardboard. Prepare a cardboard strip that's 1 cm wider than the desired pom-pom diameter. That means, if the desired pom-pom diameter is 4 cm, then the cardboard width should be 5 cm. Cut a slit in the middle. Wrap the yarn around the cardboard. different rounds, different fluffiness of the pom-pom. Adjust according to actual needs and remaining strands. Break the yarn after wrapping is complete. Then cut a piece of same color yarn that securely. Wrap all the loops. Tie a knot. Pass to the other side and tie another knot. Tie 2 more knots to secure. Then remove the loops from the cardboard. Cut the loops on both ends. After fluffing up, trim it into a ball shape with scissors. This is the method of making a pom-pom using cardboard. You can attach the pom-pom to the fabric with a tie. Once completed, thread the reserved yarn tail through the yarn needle. Sew onto the top of the main part hat. Tie 2 yarn tails together to secure. Then sew a few stitches to keep it from falling off. The remaining yarn tails can be hidden inside the pom-pom or within the fabric. Up to this point, the entire hat making process has been fully explained. If you still have unclear points during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.